Did you know the generation with the biggest population in America is not the baby boomers? Hey, Craig Shumway here. I know we give those old people a hard time for not having TVs, creating a lot of kids. But the largest generation in America is actually the Millennials. Now, believe it or not, there are almost 2.5 million more Millennials than there were baby boomers. Why is that important? Why is Craig Shumway, the real estate guy, talking about Millennials? Well, it's because they are entering the home buying stage. And that is important because home values are dependent on two things: demand and supply. And what we know is that these millennials are creating a large demand. As they get into more professional jobs, yes, they actually do work. As they increase their income, they're entering those home buying years and they're starting to snatch up a lot of these houses, which is why we have seen a low supply and a high demand. In fact, in the market last month or so, we have ranged here in the Maricopa, Pinal County area about 4,000 to 4,500 active homes, which is far below what we need to supply our population. So we know that the supply is low. Anybody looking for a house right now knows that. We know that the demand is high. Anybody looking for a house knows that because you're putting in offers and then there's 10 other people also putting in offers. So what does that mean? What's that looking like for us right now, April 2021? Okay, a couple of interesting stats that are happening as a result of this low supply, high demand are that over 34%, according to Redfin, 34% of buyers are paying above the asking price on a home. And that's just to be able to lock it in. While over 17% of them are waiving the appraisal contingency, meaning if the appraisal comes in below the value they have it contracted under, they're going to match that price. They're going to make up the difference. So over 17% of people are waiving their appraisal contingencies, which means even when the bank comes in and says, hey, your home has appraised for less than what you have it under contract, buyers are saying, I don't care, I will make up the difference. And that's what happens in a competitive market. So to win a house, you have to be willing to get a little bit creative, and sometimes that can be risky. But that's also why we are seeing that 79% of home buyers have either a conventional loan or are paying cash. What's the significance of that? Well, with conventional and cash offers, and cash especially, there's more flexibility in what you can do. There's more flexibility with appraisals, there's more flexibility. Typically people with a conventional loan are going to have a little bit larger down payment, so you're dealing with more qualified buyers. And that's why a lot of sellers, when they're looking to sell their home, want people who either have a conventional loan or are going to pay cash. Now, does this change at all? Or what would cause this to change? What's going to give us more homes on the market? Well, obviously there's construction, things of that nature, but one of the big things people are talking about right now is forbearance. When the government program, which allows for the people to forbear on their mortgages, meaning delay their mortgage payments, expires and people actually have to start paying their mortgages again, are we going to see a flood of foreclosures on the market, right? Is that going to all of a sudden increase the supply? So what we've seen is that the forbearance numbers have actually improved. 5.05% of homes were in forbearance, and that has dropped to 4.96. See, I got my numbers behind me. I don't make this crap up. So what we're seeing is that these numbers are improving and that they're not that high. Not very many people are actually in forbearance. Here's another interesting stat. About 34% of homeowners in Arizona have equity in their home in excess of 50%. So if you had a $400,000 home, the equity that you have is over $200,000. Now, why is that important? That's important because when these forbearance plans expire, most people are not going to foreclose. And they're not going to foreclose because they have equity in their home. So what are they going to do? They will likely sell their home as a traditional sale on the market. Now, will that add for a little bit more supply? Absolutely. But it's not going to cause prices to crash. It will help level things out, which we need. So if you have any questions, concerns, wonder how would this fit into your situation, give me a call. Real estate right now is crazy, but it's awesome. And there are a lot of good things happening, and there are a lot of good things for people looking to buy or sell. I'm working hard to bring you the best real estate content in Arizona. Like if you found something useful. Subscribe if you want to get up-to-date content. And share this video with anyone you know who might be looking to buy or sell, or who just plain loves Arizona real estate.